Hey folks, welcome back to PremierVRA Academy. I'm just going to do a sound test. Alright, so our sound test is good. I like to do that because I don't like to get through my stream and realize that my sound was very bad. So I like to just rev the engine a lot and try and talk because I want to be able to hear myself. That's all. Alright, good, perfect. Alright, so now that that's done, let's restart the session. I'm going to reset my VR so that I can be looking straight. Alright, we're good to go. Let me pause that, put these gloves on. Alright, these things got to get done prior to me driving. I've had so many trials and error with this thing. And yeah, so this is the best way. Alright, so we're in Bahrain, day 2. Clutch paddles in, one clutch paddle out. Gain traction, you let the other clutch paddle out. Definitely don't want to go into turn 1 too strong. Want to hold your line. If you don't hold your line, they will not hold theirs. So just come around these corners like we got some sense. So yesterday we tried to familiarize ourselves with the track, and we did pretty good. I mean, we did it in a short amount of time. So I mean, we only got the result that we deserved when you try to rush things. Let me tell you, when you rush things, you do not deserve to win. Winning does not come at the winning does not come at a small cost. Oh, I got passed by the Aston. Let's try to pass him back with DRS. He's going to try and scare us into making an error, but oh man, I was going to say, I didn't mean to hit him. But I didn't think he would allow us to get down on his inside, so I didn't even think to try and pass him. Alright, so we made the pass. Unfortunately, we played a little bit dirty. I don't like to do that. Feels like we're moving very, very well compared to yesterday. I love that. Let's get a nice exit. There's nothing like knowing the track. There's nothing like that. I mean, once you know the track, then you're like free to race. You can now like take better position on corners, take different positions on corners. How about that? You know, say you've been doing qualifying, you're not gonna always take the inside line. you're gonna have to take the outside line, or I mean, yeah, you're not gonna take the inside line when qualifying, but during the race, you know, you may have to take that inside line in order to execute a pass. So you want to basically know how to do it, and that requires you knowing the limitations of the braking zone, your car's limitations for that brake zone. See, we made the pass stick just like we did in the race on Sunday. That Ferrari was strong. Uh-oh, a little wide. I don't even know where the other guys are. We're like in 4th place, so. Uh-oh. No braking in the corners. We're gonna brake in a straight line. Try and carry that speed. Could have definitely broke a little later. Straight line. Let the car handle, let the aerodynamics of the car, the downforce, get that car spun around that corner. So basically I got to get on that, I have to get on the gas just a little bit earlier. Oh, I can see these guys, man. They're not so far ahead. They're ahead, but they ain't so far ahead. Just got to maintain discipline, you know. You definitely don't want to overspeed one of your corners. Oh, these guys are out of here, man. Oh, I see him down here. You really want to prepare yourself. Excuse me, you really want to stay disciplined for your entire lap. As I can see them up front, but they're like a corner ahead every time I come around. Position yourself. Get ready for the next corner. Don't hit the curbs because you'll upset the suspension and your car won't handle like it is designed to do. Braking, off the brakes, onto the throttle. I'm onto the throttle a lot more cautious. Before, I'd be onto the throttle, you know, instant. And what that does is it degrades your tires. As you can see, I just locked up there. And now a lot of people locked up there during the race, so I don't really feel so bad about that. But yeah, you'll degrade your tires a lot by coming out. And see, just like that, having a little scare of spinning, you know, like you risk spinning the car. Oh, I should have slowed down just a little bit more. Okay. I kind of forgot where I was for a sec. These guys are like right in front of me, if you can see. But I'm having a lot of errors now. The car is changing, possibly because of the tire wear. So hopefully I can make it around here flat out. I don't really want to risk it because the tires, when they wear, they give you less grip, and When you come around that corner flat out, you'll spin and your race will be over. At that point, once you spin out from that speed, you're not really gonna catch it, you know. It's 5th lap of a 10-lap race, lap number 6. These guys are right in front of us. The 125 will hit the brakes. Start respecting our braking markers. I spun right there yesterday, so I want to be careful. You know, as you get up to cars, your heart starts to pound, or not pound, but you know, you increase your heart rate because of the competition is now within sight. And the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make a mistake. See if we can make a move on Lando pretty soon. Probably not now in these corners. Okay, small lock up there. Got to do a little bit better because now he's going to pull away. Okay, so I can definitely feel the grip of the car starting to go slowly. As you see, that was an issue with the race. The tire degradation was like unbelievable. Get a nice exit. DRS zone. All right, we're not gonna make our pass here, but we got a couple more zones coming up. Let's get a good entry and exit. See if we can make a nice attack here, because he's actually in good position to protect himself from getting passed. So that's a pretty good move, very smart. And he'll start to inch over, hoping that I would make a mistake and hit him. But no, we're going to be a little bit more disciplined than that. We have the next McLaren in front of us. Our simulated McLaren. Oh no! Why? Why did you hit the brake so hard? That was your fault, dude. You know, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. There's no way that guy hits the brakes there so harsh. Anyways, back behind Lando. As long as the car is functional, we'll keep it going. I think I damaged my front wing actually. Man, we were so on at that point. And that's what you got to watch out for when racing. You know, you got to be disciplined for the entirety of the race. If you know anything about Formula One, how these guys these drivers are pretty much programmed. These guys are focused, man. And that level of focus is what sets them apart from so many other people in this world. Because so many people in this world, they can't focus under pressure like that. You know, if you've ever been in a foot race, when you line up against your friends or your cousins, you get into a foot race, your heart starts to pound. And, you know, a lot of people may lose the race because of the fear that they have. They may have a bad start, while others are able to control that level of fear and anticipation. Let's get a nice, yes, we still got some grip. Still got some grip in the tires, because I came around that corner faster this time. So I'm still braking in a straight line. It's just the car's not angled. It's hard to explain. Like, there's straights within the corner, and I'm utilizing those straights to brake. I have to explain it maybe at a better time. All right, let's see if we can get DRS. So we're in P3 right now. We're gonna go for P2. I cannot believe that other McLaren pumped the brakes on us like it did, and it allowed P1 to go away. I mean, P1 I believe is in sight. Yeah, he's in sight. He just made the corner, but still, you know, look at this. These guys are jamming on the brakes, trying to disrupt us. And it worked pretty much. So let's try and hunker down, put our heads down, and let's just focus our way to a victory wherever we can get out of this. All right, better entry. Let's see if we can get a better exit out of this corner here. Yes, we had a better exit than Mr. Norris here. Going into the fast corner here. It's a fast into like a, I don't know what you want to call it, man. You want to call it a modified chicane, a hairpin, man-made chicane, man-made hairpin or something like that. I have no clue. We just gotta trust in the our ability and the power of the Ferrari. So get a better entry. Oh man, he was on the gas, on the throttle just a little bit earlier than us, so he got a cleaner exit. So let's just avoid contact with him because we know he's going to step on them brakes. Let's get on that gas. All right, and we have DRS going into the final lap. We're gonna allow him to take. Oh, what was that? Y'all all saw it. The steward saw it. He was a little angry with us for pretty much having DRS and making a pass. But I think he caused himself to crash because he threw his wheel into ours. I don't see him anymore, so I'm good with that. I am so good with that. Let's just make sure we don't spin. I'm telling you right now, everyone has the ability in them to win. Everybody does. It just takes you strengthening your weaknesses. That's all. Strengthen those weaknesses. Aerodynamics. That's why I love Formula One as opposed to any other racing series. Because these cars are aerodynamically amazing. Somebody got the checkered flag, and we're coming around for a P2, so we'll take a P2. Let's give a wave to the fans for coming out. All right, so that wasn't so bad. What does it say? P3 on my steering wheel. Oh, okay. So up here it says second place, session of. Okay. I don't know why my wheel says P, position 3. I kind of want to move up so you can see it. I didn't want to hit my head on my steering wheel. All right, so P3 Bahrain. All right. I mean P2 Bahrain. Not so bad. The replay's there to be seen. Let's try and save the replay. Yeah, look at this guy. Alright, he's gonna throw. Look at that. He threw himself over to us. So now you guys saw it. Crashed himself out of the Grand Prix. Look at us. Hit the apex, Chris. Come on now. Show that race discipline. I couldn't always do that. That's why I'm making a mention of it. Apexes, man. Your most optimal way around the track. It'll change as certain conditions change, so you gotta know, you don't want to be trying to hit the apex so hard in the rain, or even with like new tires, I'll say. Kind of want to take it easy. I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh gosh, I don't know if you guys saw that race on Sunday. Max Verstappen came out, had new tires, and they told him to take it easy because Lewis Hamilton had slipped, I believe, and had a lockup when he exited with his new tires. So I guess they were thinking the same, since they were running the same compound, that Max Verstappen would have an issue as well. But I think he actually did good. He was upset with the crew because he felt though he lost a lot of time taking it easy. He says, "I'm never listening to you guys again." It was one of the more funny radio calls of the weekend. All right. Cool replay. All right, so now having raced Bahrain, we would like to take our race to Singapore night. How about that? Now the thing with this is you got to get it right, because either Singapore's track would be too dark. I want to do 1800 and change. All right, 1700 for Singapore. You'll see what I mean when the lights, sometimes the lighting is off a little bit. Singapore night. You don't want the track to, sometimes the track is too dark, But this is, sim racing is one of the most rewarding experiences for me that I've had. I think sim racing is good for mental health. Sim racing is good just for see how light it is out. This is the night track, so you don't want it so light. So we're gonna leave out of here. Okay. Yeah, sim racing, is good for so many things. It gives you time to like decompress from your day. It gives you it keeps you out of trouble, man. You can stay home. You can stay inside while, the pandemic is going on. So many people got into sim racing, and a lot of them stayed, while having to go back to work. They still sim race. It keeps you out of trouble for young children and teenagers who might be gravitating toward the streets. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect light. I want to straighten up my head. But yes, it does so much. So many benefits, in other words. Oh man, I didn't brake hard enough. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm fresh off of Bahrain. And just trying to get my braking points figured out, because this is a very technical track. It's actually one of my favorite tracks, but I haven't been running it on Settle Corsa that much. So I still have to get used to the well, these guys are smoking right now. Uh-oh. Thank goodness I didn't get any time increase, any benefit, because I have to slow down for 10 seconds, which is like an eternity to any racing driver. So we are back in contention. We have DRS. We'll make our pass on the outside if possible. Okay, he's going to draw himself over. I tried not to hit this guy. But since we had to get around, the other driver, you know, this guy, we line ourselves right up at his back left wheel. So we'll just restart that. Actually, let me go out, and I want to put the button back that resets my VR, because it's not assigned right now. So content, no, not content, sorry. Settings, controls, system. We'll go. See, I don't know why. Oh, it should be, right? It should be working. Didn't feel like it was working. All right, we're going to go back in. So, you know, VR can offer so much. It's so rewarding to me. I just want to check the stream, make sure everything looks good. All right, everything looks pretty proper. So, go back. Okay. All right, let's get our wheels straight before we get going. Clutch paddles in. Clutch out, one clutch out, catch traction, and you start to shift. Watch out during turn one. Somebody already had to show you my theory about turn one. Which turn one is the most dangerous part of racing. The most dangerous part of racing is turn one. Is and always will be. Definitely want to take it easy. As this car, the Formula Hybrid Evo, really has, I don't know, the tires really require you to do a full lap. And not all of the cars from Race Sim Studio are like that. Like the Formula Hybrid 2021 is not really like that. You don't have to heat up the tires so much. You can actually like flat out Eau Rouge with on your pre-lap. Your pre-lap, your outlap, excuse me. Boy, these guys are smoking right now. No errors. Every time you hit a curve, you kind of, you know, you slow yourself down a little bit. Oh, dang, not enough grip. The secret behind racing, like karts and karting and open wheel cars. Well, not just open wheel cars, but it's the more grip. You know, the more you stay on the pavement, you know, with the least amount of, I'd say, I don't want to say least amount of lateral friction, but it almost sounds right. The least amount of like lateral friction. Like if you can get your car straight faster, then you it's like that's the secret. And when I say the least amount, I mean, you know, you minimize the amount of friction that is needed. That's what it feels like to me, how it makes sense to me. And also you can look at it like by staying on the pavement, you increase the amount of grip. And what I mean by that is the more obstacles you hit, that when you go off the pavement, you hit the curbs. The curbs take away from your pavement, your pavement time on the tires. This is what I was trying to do before. So you get that car, you slow that car down, right? You minimize the amount of friction. You get that car turned, and you get it pointed straight, faster than the guy in front of you. And that's how you get, essentially get more grip out of it. I don't know. It just makes sense to me. You have to try and make it make sense for yourself. And that's how I started to do a little bit better when I that's how, you know, when I started to understand that. So when you tune a car, like this car is not tuned at all, but when you tune a car, you realize that each car that you get is kind of flawed, basically, you know, based on like whatever track you head to. You know, sometimes the tires are not grabbing the track as it should. It's not really living up to its potential. So sometimes you need to tweak the car, you know, in order to have the car, you know, the contact patch of the tire contact the ground a lot more, you know. But what happens is, you know, you'll get out on first few laps and you'll realize that the car starts to bounce because the tire is kind of skipping as it's trying to grip the ground. And now the object is to find out what steering angle is being affected, is causing that car to bounce. What, not steering angle, but what suspension component is tied to that bounce. Could be your camber, could be the angle, your camber angle. It could be your toe angle. It could be a suspension thing where you have too much bounce in your springs, or so that's how you know you go about tuning a car. It could be your tire pressures. So there's a number of things that it could be. So you get the car tuned, and pretty much the car is now able to grip the ground. The contact patch is able to, you're able to maintain a more wider contact patch, which equals more grip. These are a lot of, sometimes these are the reasons why your lap times are affected. You can't compete with the guys on the leaderboards. So it's not always just a driving thing, acting out the, performing the, a good drive. It's not just that, but it's also the tuning of the car. I used to, when I played Automobilista 2, I was at certain tracks, I was down to number, like, I think 7 ranked in the world. I used to take certain people's tunes, you know, from the leaderboards, and I would, you know, based on my driving, I would kind of like max out my ability. Not max out my ability, max out my potential. Max out the potential of the tune. And that caused me to go into the lower, well, the higher ranks. But then I would get to a certain guy, and I don't want to say his name on here, but this guy was the #1 fastest in the world on quite a few tracks. But the only thing was, he never let you have his tune. And at that point, now it's nothing you can really do, because it's like you done maxed out the tune for the guy in number 10. Now you done gained 5th place off of the guy, the number 10 ranked guy. You know, you use his tune to get you all the way to the top, and now you just need that extra increase to get to that #1 spot. But the guy never allowed his tune to be copied. So what you gonna do there? Now, I'm not the greatest at tuning, so it wasn't like I could just like, you know, tune it out and get to where he was, because now where I'm a pretty decent driver, I was, you know, I didn't want to spend so much. Oh, and here you go, decent driver. This guy did it to me again. I was trying to get around him. Alright, anyway, like I was saying, whereas I was a decent driver, right? I didn't want to dedicate so much time to learning how to tune, because these new cars kept coming out, these new Formula One cars, these you know, so, and new I started changing the actual sim that I was playing. I love to see the speed of these cars come around. I was about to say Ferrari one too, but really not. Alright, well, I mean, we did our thing pretty much. We tried. I mean, we were battling there for 4th place. And the guy basically put his, what did he do? Okay, he came over, and I tried to get around because I knew he was going to stop soon. But as he came over, I didn't move over. I tried to move over too harshly, and lost my grip, so I spun the car. It happens. Hopefully we get to a level where we minimize those silly mistakes happening. Because honestly, it's better to be patient on the pass him in the DRS zone. We could have waited until we got back to the straight, by the finish line, to make that type of a pass, to make a pass, as opposed to, trying to beat him into the corner on that pass. So, we all make mistakes and we learn from them. So I just like to say thank you guys for watching PremierVRA Academy. I ask that you continue supporting us in love and in prayers. Like, subscribe. You can donate by going to Cashapp and giving us that $ PremierVRA. So again, that's $ PremierVRA for Cashapp. You can also go on Venmo. Venmo is PremierVRA. And you can also send us through PayPal, PremierVRAcademy@gmail.com. Look at that. That's PremierVRAcademy@gmail.com. That's our PayPal email. So thanks you guys for watching.